what is Globe at Night, how to use it, and then because this month's constellation is Leo the Lion, how to, what about the constellation, how to find it, and what stars and deep sky objects you can find in Leo. So to start with, what is Globe at Night? The Globe at Night is a global citizen science project that began in 2006, and it started to they started it so that they would raise awareness of the issue of light pollution. Since its beginning, it has now gathered over 200,000 measurements over 180 countries around the world. And you can find all those measurements. You can see them in a map of the world. Each year has plots all the data that people submit. And if you go, it's like an interactive map where you can zoom into any part of the world and see the details that have been submitted. So if we zoom into Ireland, or more closely into Cork, we will see that the first data here was recorded in 2009. And after doing a bit of Googling, I found out that in 2009, there was a 9th European Symposium for the protection of the night sky held in Armagh. So this must have trickled down to Cork, and there was a good few observations made that year. And then as you go through the years, some years there's no data, some years there's a couple. Until you come to the one interesting year I found was 2016. You can see a couple of data points there in Kerry. And some people might know that Kerry has since become a designated dark sky reserve. And this must have been at the time when they were applying and they were submitting their application. So the next year, 2017, you can see kind of a similar pattern in Beara Peninsula. And it was the same year as well as the Cork Sky Friendly campaign started. We actually, as the Cork Astronomy Club, we went down there to observe the lovely skies and do some observations, gave people in the Bear Island some workshops on the light pollution. But then we could, in 2017 and 18 and 19, we did do a good few of these workshops about Globe at Night, and you can see that there is a lot more measurements done. So what's very interesting, and then 2020, it kind of faded a little bit because we weren't really active during the COVID year. So what's really interesting in seeing such data is that it shows us that holding events and workshops like these inspires people to get involved, and people go out and they look at the night sky and submit data. And what happens when you're out there looking at the night sky, looking at the stars, you begin to appreciate the sky and all the stars, and you think about life, the universe, everything. And people start caring, and when you care about something, you protect it. And this is why we are trying to, this is what we are trying to do with this campaign, is to protect our natural heritage. So how do we use Globe at Night? Globe at Night is very well explained on their webpage, and you can learn loads about light pollution, how to make observations, how to report your data. You can download all the data that has been collected. You can see it in the maps, and there's loads of resources there in all different languages. But the first step, the important thing about making an observation for globe at night is to select, to choose which to do them within the designated time frame, and use the designated constellation of the month. And it's all set out on this webpage. The dates are important because the moon doesn't rise until well after midnight on these days, and therefore it doesn't affect the observation. And the next thing to remember is to go out an hour after sunset to allow the sky to darken somewhat. And once you're out there, you should wait about 10 minutes or more, at least 10 minutes, so that you get adapted to the night. So your eyes adjust to the dark, as you will see more stars once that has happened. Don't be standing under a street light or in the line of sight of any artificial light, because that will reduce your night vision. So the best way to record, once you've gone out and did all this, the best way to record your measurement is on the web app for Globe at Night. So it's very easy, and I'll go through it step by step here. So if you Google Globe at Night and click on the web app, you will it will bring you straight to the software for recording your observations. And it even has a little, it even has a little nighttime version, which will turn your screen red. It will turn all the whites into reds, so that it looking at your screen doesn't mess with your night vision. And then you go step by step. The nice thing about the Globe at Night on the phone is that it actually automatically populates the observation date, time, even the location of where you're taking the measurement. So the next thing you have to populate is maybe location comments. For example, was it rural, suburban, urban location? Is there the number of street lights or porch lights, or is there trees or structures in the vicinity? So you can type that in. And once you've filled all those things out, you have to now see see how what your sky looks like. So what the Globe at Night does, it gives you 8 star magnitude charts of the constellation in question, and you have to compare them to the sky that you have. So the darker sky you have, the more stars you will be able to see. And in a really light polluted skies, you actually won't be able to see any of the stars of Leo. This is for the constellation Leo. You can see Sirius and Arcturus, which are stars of the neighboring constellations, and they are actually the 2 brightest stars in the Northern Hemisphere. So that's how light polluted skies can get. So darker the skies, the more stars you'll see. Here you can see that at the star magnitude chart of less than 2.5 mag, you can start seeing the 2 main sun stars of the constellation of Leo, which is Regulus and the Nebula. They're the 2 brightest stars of the constellation. And if your sky is any darker, you're going to see more stars. Here you can kind of see the outline of Leo. And then after that, you just see more and more stars. And if you are very lucky, you can see this star-ridden sight that you would only see in a really, really dark sky, such as the West Cork or Kerry or Mayo Dark Skies Reserve. If you're that lucky, you might even have trouble finding the constellation Leo, which is every astronomer's dream. So once you've decided which map to use, you click on one of the, or which map corresponds most to your sky, you click on one of these squares. And then all that's left is to record what the sky conditions were like that night. So was the sky clear? Was there a quarter of the sky clouded over, half of the sky, or more than half of the sky? And again, you can add a few comments. Was there haze? What direction was it coming from? Was there clouds? What type were there? What direction were they coming from? Sky glow, light dome, all of those details. Every little helps. So there is an option for recording a sky quality meter reading if you have one, but it's not necessary. And in the end, all that's left is for you to submit data, and that's it. And there's off you go, and you become a little dot on the map that gives an awful lot of information to people that are into this. You can do this as many times as you want to. You can do it in different locations. You can do it at different times of night, and do it every month. And as you can see it, they have really made it as easy as possible for this to happen.